Hello, beautiful, amazing, wonderful world, and you, individual out there. Today, I would like to talk about give yourself the validation you seek from other human beings. You, as your ego, your I, when you give yourself the validation, the acceptance, the love that you so desperately might seek from other sources, you will be given strength to uphold certain standards. These standards are meant so that we shall grow, meant so that we might make catalyst a change. Because if we repeat in habits day by day the same, that is not our true personality. That is more a mechanical process. But if we daily are sitting here, give me a sec. If we are daily sitting here, getting to know ourselves morally and ethically, getting to know ourselves what do we want to see as change in this world, what do we want to see as change in ourselves. If you follow spirituality, if you study esoteric science, and if you study yourself like you study anyone else, you become fully aware that what others are struggling with and have problems with, we often have problems with ourselves too. And by ennobling our inner world, our thinking, feeling, and willing, we get to have a freedom. The freedom to sit here and use our inner faculties to what we deem worthy to focus on. There are so many different dramas, so many different pains and suffering that this world have that takes our consciousness away. It is not to say that we should not care about these things. It is to say that we should focus on ourselves individually, so more and more of us can help making this world better. The more individualized, morally and ethically and truthful human beings we have, the more the truth will come out to the world, obviously. But if we want to clump together in different groups just to feel accepted, we often end up doing things we do not want to do. So if you individually become a true human being, not a clump of human beings, but a human being, thinking, feeling, and willing, soulful, spirited human being, you get to know where you want to go in life. You choose and you build your life. You are your own builder of the life you are being given by God, more or less. Of course, we are given from the higher ups different things we are to work with, of course, but that is each and individual one of us to take care of. Only you as a human being know what you want. Only you as a human being know what love you need. And by looking for it in others that don't know what you need, they might come in short. That is why you don't expect anything from others, because they don't know. That is why communication and truth is so important. And communication is one of our most amazing ways to shine out our soul, to shine out our inner world in pictures and in clairvoyance, just by following what we're saying. And by listening real closely, you can even hear the mood they're in, how they're feeling when they say it, and where they are in consciousness, taking as an example. The more aware you are, the more awareness you get back, the more you with effort use your consciousness to think, for example, to feel, for example, to will, for example. but also use these three faculties to contemplate the outer life. You do not lose yourself away when you focus in the outer life. You are directly connected with it. It's hard to explain, but we have been used to, when we go do something outside, we forget ourselves, so that we do things until we break down, more or less. And the other way around is we don't want to have any part of it, and we go completely and fully inside ourselves. But the truth is that we are a balance. We are meant to be fully in our own body and our mind and our soul, fully spirit, soul, body, focusing out on this spirit, soul, body outside, and trying to find out who we are based on what others are coming with. You don't get validation, but you observe who you are, what you are, and how you react in many ways. And how often do you go beyond and out of your habits to become your true self in the moment, your true exploring, curious self, the one that, life. Not very often, I imagine, because we have been taught to be a boring, boxed in, grey human being, when we are not. We truly are a colorful species. We truly have the most wonderful faculties that animals don't have. And you can see it in the way we behave, in the way we do things. And taking as an example, we can see where clumps of human beings are in the way they think, based on houses, based on where they live, based on what they do, and so on. Think about that for a moment. If you find a part in a town that has only grey and black and white houses, and they are all boringly square, what do you think human beings are there then? Of course, there are exceptions always. And these exceptions are what brings in new impulses, what brings in new inspirations to culture, new inspirations to what we as human beings can enjoy in our outer senses, and directly connected to our inner life. By sitting here and becoming aware of the inner life, what you are doing right here now, stop focusing on everything else, stop being distracted by everything else. Take all of that consciousness back to yourself so that you can wake up from inside and go out again. We have been so used to sell ourselves away for the first and best comfort, for the first and best safety. What happens when we do this? We are ending up doubting if we even are doing something correctly. And we end up, what is it called? In the end of your life, you probably would think, I should have done something differently. Would you really want that? Would you really want to have that thought after 50 years of life? Don't you want to unfold early and actually become a human being in your life? Doesn't matter how much money you have, doesn't matter how much resources you have. What matters is how much faith you have in life and what you yourself can be able to accomplish. It is important to know that you are important. Every single human being is important. And only you can choose to be that important. And no one can take that away from you, because no one have the right. Only God have the right to judge in that sense. Of course, when it comes to malice and these are other things that we need to protect ourselves from in that regard. But also the faith, and when you reach certain stages, those things barely are visible. The thing is, we need higher standards. When you build muscles, you are strengthening and stretching and putting the muscles to the limit constantly. It's the same with the whole human being, with our inner faculties, thinking, feeling and willing. The more you do this, the more you wake up. The more you do this, the more you show others how to do this. And this is, oh, so beautiful a path. I couldn't want it any other way. And yes, it's more or less what I think this video was about. I haven't been drinking coffee today, so I don't have that I normally have, but I kind of feel like it's nice to have this more calm and beautiful demeanor too. When I say beautiful, I mean in flowing demeanor. Thanks everyone. May the divine guide you and may you find your blessing, and may you find love of this life and this earth. Goodbye. Thank you.